and welcome to Inner Being Awakened. And we basically help empower the Divine Fem empathic energies to heal that heart space and come into their heart-mind balance, into empowerment. I also want to just make you guys aware that every Saturday night at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I work with a psychotherapist, and we've both been studying mediumship for 3 years now. So we're certified clairvoyants in our third year to get our mediumship certificate. And what we do is we basically connect with spirit and bring forth messages to help you on your healing journey, because as within, so without, as we heal that divine femme heart and come into that balanced, harmonious space, that heart-mind energy, we start to become conscious co-creators on the planet. And that's really exciting because that's what helps raise the vibe and get us into alignment, get us back into flow and out of that manipulation. So I like to do things a little bit differently. So I do help within the twin flame community, but I like to focus my messages on how your empowerment is helping shift this connection, helping shift yourself into more of your highest life path, and helping the divine counterpart come into their heart space to start living from their passion. So I've got 3 piles here. I just made this actually. My daughter and I got a little creative and we made clay. This one's a clay wand with citrine on the end. And I find this is really helping me to clear any blockages that have to do with wealth and abundance, and just being able to manifest that for myself from my creative passions. So this one is like a chakra wand that I made with the citrine. So that's the first pile. The second pile is my daughter's creation. So she made the Divine Fem with the this stone is Jasper, which is actually the Divine Fem stone as well. So the Jasper birthing from the solar plexus area. So that's pile 2. And the third pile is this beautiful fluorite stone. And this really helps for, it's actually good for bones and teeth, and really clearing out that heart chakra with that nice beautiful green color. So go ahead and meditate on which pile you resonate with, and we'll get started with the reading. Okay, pile number 1, thanks for joining. So you chose the chakra wand with the citrine stone. Citrine is really good for manifesting wealth and abundance. And I'm gonna start with, I have a little layout that I do here, and I'm gonna start with the resonance between the twin flame connection. And these are the Moon Seeker of Light Guardian Oracle. I follow her on YouTube, and I purchased her set, and it's been really, that's what I use for all these readings, and I find it's really helpful in getting clarity. So we've got unity between the pair and give in. So it seems like unity is almost there. It's just that masculine energy is really stubborn. But the Divine Femme has really been doing that self-worth growth, coming into that wholeness space. And Divine Femme is for male or female. It's just that heart energy. So that heart energy within the connection has really been pushing forward to come into that wholeness. They've done a lot of their healing work. They're starting to manifest from that centered space, from that yin-yang heart-mind balance. And the masculine is still just a little bit resistant. So it's almost there. So this is really great progress that's been happening within for this Divine Fem, and all the work that you've been putting on in is really paying off. And I love how it came with the citrine stone, which is for wealth and abundance. And as we talked about earlier, as that Divine Fem comes into that yin yang heart mind balance, they become conscious co-creators and create wealth and abundance, but from a balanced healing space. And that's how we all become healers. And then I'm just going to go on to the unspoken words from your Divine Counterpart. And I just like to comment that we don't want to focus our energy on our counterpart, because it gives the power back to them when they're in an imbalanced space. So always remember, as the empath, yes, we're always thinking about others and we really want to help others, but we always have to remember to put that energy back into us. Otherwise, it becomes codependent, toxic. But, you know, it's nothing wrong with using the energy in a way that we can kind of see where the connection is and then use it to grow from. But we don't want to get us stuck in that space where we're always tapped into them, because whether they're aware of it or not, they will feel it, and it'll keep it stagnant, keep everything in stagnancy. And we want growth and evolution. Okay, so the messages from your Divine Counterpart is, I love you. And the more that you are coming into that unified space, they're seeing it, they're feeling it, they're stepping into the space where they can feel with that emotional self, which is amazing. And it says, I caught feels, okay? But they're still resistant. They still haven't given in yet. Like, Spirit's kind of on them though, you know, because we've been doing our work to really move into that space of what you truly desire in life. Okay, and then the next one is, I'm going to do the healing card. This one here. Okay, Page of Pentacles. Desire, opportunity, and offer. Okay, so this is the healing card between the two of you. So when we really follow our desires, when we look for those opportunities, when we go for everything that's presented within our life and really, you know, take charge and really step into our power, that's really what's going to help in this healing of the connection. So really move forward in a positive manner, where you're really embracing all the opportunities and seeing all the opportunities and offers that are being presented to you, and just keep going for them. So that's beautiful. Keep following those opportunities, because they're really going to lead you on your into your highest life path. And this is a message to your Divine Counterpart. I was broken. So I was broken, you know, is a cycle. When we're broken, we react out of fear. So there was some fear that was involved in this connection that created a reaction. Okay, maybe it was something they did that really brought out some fears within you, and you kind of kept the cycle in motion, kept that fear-based in motion until it kind of created a separation. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that's how we started to open up to our healing work. So you were broken, and I like how it's past tense, because you've been doing that healing work. And so that's beautiful. So then what I really love to do, and I've already pulled the Surrender to Fear cards, and then I'm going to get a Law of Attraction action card. So these are your next steps to come more fully into your empowerment. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Surrender to Fear. Surrender to prayer. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and answers and support will arrive. So really focus on what it is you truly desire. So surrender your thoughts to prayer and really manifesting everything you truly desire. That's so beautiful. It's a good thing to remember. And then this is the Law of Attraction action card. It says, to the degree I am happy, I am successful. Whether it's a trophy, money, relationships, or things, the achievement of anything that you desire must be considered success. But if you will let your standard of success be your achievement of joy, everything else will then fall easily into place. For in the finding of joy, you are finding vibrational alignment with the resources of the universe. When we're in that space of joy, we're in a higher vibration, and that's when we really tap into the flow. That's when we tap into seeing the signs, tapping into really, and that goes back to the opportunities and desires and offers. That's when all of that starts to really flow in. So really stay in that space of joy where you're really appreciating all that you've done and how far you've come, and how you are manifesting the life you truly desire. So good job, Pile 1. Keep up the hard work. And always remember to let love and joy in. Okay, Pile 2, thanks for joining us. And you chose the Divine Fem made by my daughter with the Jasper stone in the belly. So that's that Divine Fem energy right there in that solar plexus. Okay. So I have a certain format that I do, and I'm going to start with the cards that show the connection between the Divine Femme and Divine Masculine and where they are at. Okay, we've got release, so there's still quite a bit of healing. And fate. So know that, don't step into fear-based thinking. Know that this is fated as long as you are releasing and doing that energy work. Okay, so whenever you get into that space, you know, maybe you need to take a little break from your healing work and just find some enjoyment in life, but don't get into fear. Okay, know that there's a separation for a reason. It's for you to lead the way into your empowerment, because empaths always have to lead the way. Okay, and then we're going to do the unspoken words. And these are messages from your divine counterpart, just to help you to work with the energy and keep moving forward in this connection and keep doing your healing work. Okay, this does not come naturally to me. Okay. And you are my home. So just as the healing takes, you know, it's not like our minds are structured in a way that, you know, we're usually structured in patterns, and so we usually keep repeating the same patterns. So as we're healing, we're breaking out of those karmic loops, and it's not like a natural process just yet, because we're reprogramming our mind. So just as the empath or divine femme is doing that work, the masculine also, it's not natural for them to be vulnerable, to be open with their heart space. They're in a very protective fight flight mode, which is called the lizard brain. Okay, it's that old paradigm of thinking that now, as we're in that since 2012, we've been in the new age, things are shifting rapidly now, and these empaths are meeting these twin flame connections to really accelerate the healing on the planet. So know that for both parties, this is not a natural thing. It's a process that takes work and dedication and devotion, and you can use that twin flame energy as a catalyst to catapult yourself forward. Okay, but I mean, you're not going to rely on them, because you have to do the work on your own, but knowing that it's a fated connection, as long as you're doing your work, that eventually it will come together, but not to rely on that. That's just the energy you're going to use to catapult yourself forward into your highest life path, into your divine purpose. And as every empath steps into their empowerment, it creates that healthy shift on the planet. That's how we come into that 5D space, okay? So even though there's still quite a bit of work, you'll get there. Just, it's a process. And then I'm going to do the healing card. So some more healing, area of healing, an area to move forward in, to help on your journey. Queen of Pentacles, so practical and natural, or nurture, sorry. Practical and nurture. Okay, so it's saying to, you know, when you get into those old cycles, recognize them. And if you need help recognizing them, I can do these more in depth. There's a link in the description, and I can really pinpoint and help you get into that space where you're breaking those old karmic loops and patterns. But make sure you're practical. So get out of that emotional space and really step into the mind and really analyze what it is that needs to be shifted. And then nurture yourself. Know that this is a process that everyone is going through on the planet, okay? So don't be too hard on yourself. Know that you need to nurture and love yourself and trust that this is fated, okay? It's just going to take work, and that's a part of life. I mean, we don't grow by just being stagnant. The only way we grow, evolve, is through work. Build muscles, we go to the gym, we have to work out. So it takes a bit of work, but you can get there. And then we've got, this is messages to your divine counterpart. This is what you would say to yours. I am trying to sort my shit out. And that's exactly what you're doing by releasing. Okay, when you're releasing these old patterns and loops. And you're probably like, why does the Divine Femme or the empath have to do all the work? Well, because we're in that heart space, we're trying to lead by example. Okay? We're the ones that have to break the cycles, okay? Because we are in that space of awareness and consciousness. And it may seem unfair, but at the same time, do you want to keep the planet in a space of only manifesting from the mind-only energy, and it's not making anyone happy, and we're basically killing the world off? So just look at it as you are in a space to become that conscious co-creator and really be the hero, like how in all these movies now, who's the hero? It's the feminine energy, right? So that's the way it is on the planet right now. And it's really exciting. Okay, so the next message, I've got the surrender fear card, and then I've got the law of attraction action card. These are just some more suggestions on your next steps forward, which is really cool. So I'll do the surrender to fear first. Surrender stubbornness. Okay? If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. It's beautiful. When we're stubborn, we also block flow. We block other possibilities. And stubbornness is usually just a fear that things we feel like we have to control, right? Not trusting in that higher purpose, in the divinity of everything. Okay? And this is your law of attraction action card. I will not attempt to control others' experiences. That's so funny how we just talked about that. Spirit has an amazing way of working. Okay, so rather than trying to control the experiences of all others, which you cannot do no matter how hard you try, instead, intend to control your own participation within those experiences. And by setting forth your clear image of the life you want to live, you will be guided in every moment toward a smooth and pleasant path for yourself. How beautiful. And just surrendering that need for control is going to bring in so much less intense feelings where you feel like you're just a stone. And maybe doing things like dance or creative things are going to help you get into a less intense space, because when you create, sometimes you don't know what you're going to end up with. And it's kind of like doing this clay. I always love working with clay, because you start with a blob and you don't really fully know. You may have an idea of what you're going to do with it, but you never really know how it's going to turn out. And then it's usually exciting because it turns out maybe better than you expected. Or if it doesn't turn out the way you expected, you can still work with it, right? And really shift it. So just trusting the process is really something that is going to help you, right? Knowing that the end result is going to be where you want to be, but the process is magic, and you can't always control magic, and you don't want to control magic. So just have faith and trust, and really get into that practical nurturing space when you feel out of control. Thanks, pile number 2. Thanks for stopping by. Hi, pile 3. You chose the Fluorite, and this is such a beautiful piece that I got recently. Okay, so we're gonna start with the resonance between the connection. So this is between you and your divine counterpart, the energy that is between the two of you right now. Reflection and soulmate. Okay, so they are reflecting, you are reflecting to each other any area, any aspect that still needs healing. So you see in this card, there's some resistance. There's one person offering their love, and the other person is like, no, not right now. I'm not ready for it. Because what's happening is this person has to love themselves first, because otherwise they don't reciprocate it until you're fully in your power. That's just the way it works. And this is all to help shift our world into better vibration, right? I mean, if we got what we wanted, we wouldn't do the work. But the work is the most important thing, because that's where they say the twin flame connection is more about our world than it is about romance. Because first and foremost, it's about creating the life you truly love, okay? And that means putting that love back into you. And the only way you get what you truly desire is by doing your work. But know that they are your soulmate, and they are helping you to evolve, okay? So I just wanted to add, if anyone does need help on their healing journey, because healing is the most important work to come into your heart, mind, empowered space, I work with a psychotherapist, and we are in our 3rd year of mediumship study. We are trained clairvoyants, and we do live readings on Inner Being Awakened on Facebook Live every Saturday at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We bring forth messages from Spirit to help you evolve on into your highest life path. So just wanted to let you guys know about that. And we just love what we do. Okay, so the next card that I'm going to do is the messages from your divine counterpart. And I mentioned in a previous pile that we don't want to put all of our energy into our counterpart, because they'll feel it and it'll push them further away. But we can, tap in just to see how we're doing on our journey. Okay? And it says, I'm all about you. And just as they are all about you, but remember, you also have to be all about you at this present time. And they're also saying, I can't deny this thing between us. It's just beautiful. So they do recognize that you guys are soulmates. But you need to be in your full empowerment before it totally comes together. Okay, and the next one is a healing card. So just areas that you can put your energy in to help shift this connection, help shift you into your wholeness, into that holistic perspective. Knight of Pentacles, efficient and steady. So it looks like someone that has found something they really enjoy doing, and they're putting their time and energy into this. So this is great. So really focusing on things that you're passionate about. Really bringing your creations to life, because we want to become conscious co-creators. So that's a great place to put your energy. Whenever you feel like it's going towards that twin flame connection, that counterpart, you know, be conscious of that and then put it back into your passions. Okay, the next card is messages from the Divine Fem to their Divine Masculine counterpart. Oh, that's not the right one. That was like the description of these cards. I was afraid you would reject me. So what this is telling me is that you were picking up on that energy, and maybe they did reject you, and it really brought up a lot of insecurities, you know, not feeling worthy, not feeling good about yourself. But remember, they're the reflection. You need to get to that space where you don't reject yourself first and foremost. So just coming back to that self-love, knowing that you don't need anyone. You're going to get to a space. This connection is getting you to a space where you feel whole. You don't feel like you need anyone to make you feel worthy. And that is wholeness, okay? That's the space you need to be in. And then this, I already pulled this card. This is our surrender fear card. And I'm also going to pull a law of attraction action card. So we'll start with the surrender fear card. Surrender to what is. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. And sometimes we don't want to get too far ahead in our vision, okay? We can have ideas of where we're going, but we don't want to get stuck in that space. Empaths, or Divine Femmes, are visionary, but there's still a lot of things in between the vision that need to come into play, okay? So really surrender to the space you're in now and work with that energy. You can't skip, jump over it all. You got to go through the process of everything to really come into that wholeness. Law of Attraction action card. It says, treats my imagination as reality. The universe, which is responding to the thoughts you are thinking, does not distinguish between a thought from your observation of some observed reality and a thought brought to you by your imagination. In either case, the thought equals your point of attraction, and if you focus upon focus it upon it long enough, it will become your reality. Okay, so I just want to clarify this a little because it completely goes with what we were just talking about. Okay, so imagination is important. Okay, so treat my imagination as reality, but you also want to make sure that it's in steps. Okay, because if we're always just envisioning being with our divine counterpart and envisioning a life together, but we're not actually envisioning the steps it's going to take to get there, because we still are in 3D going into 4D to bring 5D heaven on earth. And it doesn't happen like in a snap. It actually does still take work. So, you know, you can have vision, and then you bring that into your life and you work through it, and as you go along, it keeps building, okay? So we want to make sure that if we're, 10 steps ahead of it all and we're just always thinking about that, well, at the same time, if it's not what you need to be doing, it can actually deter this connection further away. Okay, so you want to be making sure that your vision is actually in alignment with the steps that need to be taken. Okay, so really creating that imagination to build towards the whole aspect of it all. Okay, so I hope that really helps for you, pile number 3, that fluorite pile, and thank you so much for stopping by. Take care. I wish you the best healing and all things that you desire. Have a great day.